It's been a while since you guys have seen me angry. I've not made a video where I've been angry in a long time. I'm actually relatively a very calm person nowadays, but I was reading some things this morning and I just said I want to just make a video and just rant for like 15 minutes, to be honest. Video games are a passion of mine. I've been playing EA Sports video games ever since I was, a very young child. The heyday of EA Sports, early 2000s, with all those amazing games that they were making where they actually genuinely cared about making great video games. But those days were long, 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 long gone. We're talking a long time ago. And EA has been voted as one of the worst companies on the planet in multiple years, and none of that is new. However, this hits home for me because I just made a video 2 days ago mentioning Codemasters. Codemasters talking about NASCAR 25. Codemasters was one of my favorite, companies. One of my favorite developers. They were awesome. Not just making rally games, the dirt games. They also made obviously the Formula One games, but I was very happy with Codemasters and the process they were going through. And then they got bought out by EA. And when they got bought out by EA, I knew at that very moment that it was over. While a lot of other people, for some reason, really the very big channels on here on YouTube that, follow the F1 games and follow the rally games, they were for some reason happy about Codemasters getting, going under EA's umbrella, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, genuinely. We're talking about 3-4 years ago now. But one of the dumbest things I've ever seen is seeing all these people duped, thinking that because they now have EA revenue, that Codemasters is going to be great. No. As soon as Codemasters were purchased by EA, it was over. At that very moment, as soon as the papers went through and Codemasters no longer had any independent control, it was over. The company, the way it was, the developers, the identity of Codemasters for making these very, very amazing, great racing games was over at that very moment. It was done. Why that didn't go through everyone's head, I don't know. Why the majority of you continuously buy F1 games every single year instead of stop supporting, I do not understand. This goes in turn with Madden. This goes in turn with EAFC and FIFA. This goes in turn with the multiple of Star Wars projects that have been canceled or, released and absolutely just devoured and just terrible under EA's control. This goes further into Battlefield and the complete destruction of that gaming franchise. This might sound like a personal attack on you guys. I'm ranting, so don't take anything personally. It is me being very angry. Why you guys have been so pathetically stupid to not see the continuous pattern and to keep giving this company your money makes absolutely no sense to me. I actually have stopped blaming EA for a majority of their issues, and I am blaming the consumer, the people that pay for FC every year. I've not bought Madden in over 10 years. The fact that you people are still buying Madden, it's like an addiction. You guys have a problem. You are being fed absolute garbage, and you continuously buy the garbage. I do not understand, especially with these tariffs. Now the games are going to go up. They're going to be more expensive. You will not care. You will continue giving this company your money, even though you're getting a subpar product that you will not play after 2 weeks or something. It is a joke. Honestly, you guys that are buying these games are a joke. The people that buy F124, F123, that you will buy F125 because guess what? You could run racetracks in reverse now. Cool. I can run it in reverse. Wow, so special. The continuous decline of the F1 games, and you will continue giving them your money every single year for a copy and paste game with no improvements, where you can still buy furniture as one of the main points of the game. Furniture, couches, tables, chairs for real life money because you consumers are absolute idiots. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable to me. So, after that rant on you guys, on the video game community, and this includes myself, but I have stopped myself. I do not buy EA products unless they are actually good. For example, I'll give you a product of EA that is good. The Star Wars, the recent Star Wars games, Jedi Order, Jedi Fallen Order, those two games, right? I actually really enjoyed those two games. Those two games were under EA's umbrella. They were good games, and I bought them. Very simple. Like you produce a game that is good, that doesn't have microtransactions, that is just a solid story. I will purchase that. Great, awesome. Now, here we go here. EA says Codemasters won't be making any more rally games. We've reached the end of the road on WRC. Now, I've not played EA WRC. I did play Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally 2.0. There seems to be a consensus that the quality of the Dirt Rally games have gone downhill a little bit. And then that EA WRC was, if you can go ahead and look at the reviews, it's a mixed game. It's like a 6 out of 10. A lot of people weren't happy with it. But now, that it's going a different direction, and there will be a future rally game, but it's the end of an era for Codemasters. This also goes into a role here 2 days ago, and this, more has been released now, is that around 300 roles have been cut, roughly 100 at Respawn canceled the Titanfall game, and then today there was another article saying that there were people laid off at Codemasters. Codemasters people have been laid off, people have been repurposed, and this is something that EA does all of the time. The people, guys, that work on Madden or FIFA or Battle, whatever it might be, EA just takes these developers and they look at them as assets, and then they just move them around. There is never a developer or an EA employee that is pretty much strictly set to one series. They're always getting bounced around. If you work for EA, you are being bounced around to a certain project here, a certain project there. If this Titanfall project gets canceled, the people working on that will go work on something completely different, and everything in the EA umbrella, you could just be moved around, and it's just absolute chaos. And that is because EA manages their company based off, we have these assets, we have these financial numbers, let's see what we could do. We could just repurpose things around, try to get this game being made make them work as hard as possible, basically. Who cares about crunch culture and all that stuff? It is what it is. You have no prior experience working on this franchise. You're a talented person. We're going to go ahead and put you and work on this franchise, whether it be art designers, game designers, code developers, whatever it might be. EA just takes assets, they move them around. So a lot of the people where Codemasters was an independent company, Codemasters, all the people there that worked for multiple years, they were focused on working on specific games. They had the idea. That's why each game had an identity. A Codemasters rally game had a specific identity. A Codemasters F1 game had a specific identity. When you watch them, you can see that the developers, you could see a pattern, right? Like you see kind of the same, whether it be creative decisions or just the way the game is made, you see that. You don't see that with EA because all these games get moved around. So we're going to cut 300 roles and all this stuff and then move them around. This goes in turn with Codemasters. They've been cut, or if you were working on Codemasters, or you were at Codemasters, you are now being moved to another project or whatever it might be. This is what EA does. It is like there are bad examples in the gaming industry. Activision obviously is the other one, but EA is truly at the top of the top. They are a company where they truly did care about making video games back in 20 years ago. But once the greed and the corporation grew to endless extents and the money became insane, then your passions change. And EA, whether they want to be called a gaming company, whatever the hell they want to be called, I don't care what they are. They don't care about making great video games. They care about making money. This was last year. EA execs earned $60 million in 2024 despite layoffs and office closures. This is the third year in a row, 2023, 2024, 2025, that there have been layoffs and closures at EA, while EA continues to make record profits. Multiple $billion per year comes into this company, and they continue to just lay off people. This is not a situation of they make less money on a year-by-year basis. They make more and more money every single year, and yet they lay off more and more people every single year. It is unbelievable, the practices that I see from this company. Unbelievable to the point where I literally have to come on here and just babble and rant because my head is absolutely gone. There is no I'm not going to spend 2 weeks putting some sort of video essay together or anything. I am just angry. I am angry that a company of this size, a company of this power, can just behave in such a disgusting, such a absolutely astronomically just terrible way to their employees, to their consumers, and it's accepted. It's genuinely accepted. Everyone knows EA are trash. Everyone knows, even people at EA probably know how much people hate them. Andrew Wilson, the CEO, knows how much people hate him, but he doesn't care. He's making $25 million a year. The CEO of EA is making $25 million a year. FIFA or FC, whatever you want to call it, continues to pry on kids and pack gambling and whatever, and your sport addiction, basically, in order to get more and more money. And no one cares about making a great game anymore. No one cares. Nobody cares at all. Instead, what we have is F1 25 basically doing the same exact thing that FIFA 17, 19, and 21 did. They're just rehashing ideas from 8 years ago. This series, this stupid series, whatever you want to call it, what is this series called? Breaking Point? It's called this stupid ungod series that costs a lot of money for this cinematic bullshit that you guys consume. I saw what FIFA 17, FIFA 19, and FIFA 21 did with The Journey, with Alex Hunter. It is a marketing ploy. It is a lazy, terrible way to get your idea to purchase this game at launch, May 30th, to purchase this game for how much money? We have $60 here. I'm actually surprised it's $60. I actually thought it'd be $70. $60 here, $80 here for the Iconic Edition. Again, another bullshit practice of just, you get to play the game 3 days early, so we'll charge you an extra $30 or $20, whatever the hell it is. Don't care. My head is gone. This final chapter of the Breaking Point garbage that you will play for 5 hours, and that will be it. There will be nothing changed in this game. It will be the same garbage. It will be the same EA nonsense with the marketing ploys and all this garbage. They look at these games up here. Battlefield, a dead franchise. Mass Effect, that thing's been rolling in the goddamn mud for 15 years now. FC, I don't even gotta say anything else. It Takes Two is actually the only game here and the only developer that has yet to be plunged by EA's filth. They're the only ones that have been able to actually continuously make. And maybe it's because EA they have this possibility where, hey, we can maybe actually buy this group of developers, not change them, and they can actually make good games. Look, we get good PR. I don't know. Star Wars, again, that's the one thing I actually did say was good. Need for Speed is in the absolute toilet. The Sims, man, The Sims hasn't been having a new game in forever. I don't care. And whatever the hell Dragon Age is. Dragon Age, again, it's a lot of, oh, God, my head is going. Oh, my God. I'm just, this company, man, this company. There's not a company on the planet that gets me as angry as EA because of the potential. It's because of the potential. These F1 games were fantastic. They were so good. And then EA took over and it was over from that point on. Instead, what we're going to get is Lewis Hamilton, and they're going to pay him a ton of money, just like they paid Max Verstappen a ton of money. And we're going to use again, one of the greatest marketing companies in my lifetime, EA. I will say they are terrific at marketing. They are going to con you into getting this game, and then you play it for a week, you realize nothing's different, and then you stop. And then the hardcore fans make complaints. Why is this game dead 2 months along the line? Why do the games never change? Blah, blah, blah. It's the same cycle over and over and over. And it's like, I'd rather watch paint dry. Watching paint dry would be less frustrating to me. While these execs continue to make money, while Codemasters continues to get just ripped apart from the inside, that company, Codemasters, is nothing what it was 5 years ago before the EA takeover. That doesn't exist anymore. Maybe the higher level people at Codemasters still are there, but that doesn't exist anymore. Codemasters, I actually get angry calling them Codemasters. That's not Codemasters. What we have today is not Codemasters. That is not the same company. It is not the same name. It's not the same identity. It's not the same people. It's not the same philosophy. It's not the same heart. It's not the same passion. That is EA now. I don't even want to call them Codemasters. They are EA. That's it. They don't have the power. They don't have the say. A lot of the talented people that work at that company are most likely gone now. And it is what it is. It is what it is. That's another one of the best racing developers in the last 15 years is done. They are not coming back. And that is a true shame. It makes me really upset. It makes me sad that that is going to happen, because EA can continue doing what they do without any remorse. They continue to make ungodly amounts of money. They continue to beat the PR machine. A lot of people have said that EA is a terrible company. Everyone knows this. They continue to get around it. They don't get punished for it. There's no repercussions for it. The CEO continues to make $25 million a year. Their stock prices continue to boom. They've mastered it. They have mastered the idea of money making at the cost of great sports video games. We do not see great sports video games anymore due to what the company that gave us the great sports video games back in the day, 20 years ago. Once they turned into this money hungry organization, it was over. Now we have Take-Two and 2K have followed that path. Even MLB The Show, San Diego Studios. While, to be fair, I feel like that is probably still the best sports game out there. They've seemed to more have entered a creative kind of wall where you can't really improve your game anymore. Like, you've improved it so much. The Show is a great game. You've improved it so much that you don't really know how to improve it anymore. And you still, again, have to make money. So the Ultimate Team modes, the card games, all this stuff. I just wanted to make this rant, guys. I needed 15 minutes to just get this off my chest. I apologize, for my anger. I don't make these videos anymore. I really don't, but I had to get it off my chest. Codemasters, I am sorry. To the fans of Codemasters, to the fans of the F1 games, to the fans of the rally games, I am sorry. As soon as EA bought Codemasters, it was over. This was the writing on the wall. You could probably find a video of mine from 3 years ago where I talked about this. It was the writing on the wall, and it maybe took a little, it took about whenever. When did EA take over Codemasters? Let me look that up. They took him over, Codemasters holding company, February 2021. So it's actually been 4 years. Yeah, 4 years since. And to be fair, when this time came, F1, what was it, 22 was the first EA game. That was still really under Codemasters' helm. EA didn't have the time to put that garbage in the game yet. It's when F1 23 came in where, they had their hands on it. So, yeah, it's just, what a shame, man. What a shame. What a shame. I'm sorry to you guys. I'm a big fan of these video games. I'm a big fan of the video game industry. And on my side, this channel, you guys know the NASCAR series with iRacing, right? iRacing is independent, and iRacing is good. That's why I want to keep it that way. If iRacing ever got bought out by Take-Two or EA or anything like that, my heart would sink. My heart would sink. So, yeah, iRacing is one of the last ones left. They are one of the last ones left. And so when they make NASCAR 25, they don't have to worry about EA and all this stuff. So hopefully they continue making or make some great games. Hopefully they can pick up some more indie developers. Some other racing games out there that are probably really good that don't get the recognition because small budgets. Yeah. Hopefully EA doesn't try to buy them out, because sim racing is very big, and Take-Two, EA, they haven't really gotten their hands into that kind of area as of yet. So we'll see how that goes. That's enough ranting for me. I'm sorry. I just had to rant. Guys. That's all this was. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.